from New Jersey is recognized for 5 minutes.
Well, I would say that the ranking member has made it clear, but what he's made clear is that he's going to use gun violence as a political tool, and that's unfortunate. And it's unfortunate to keep taking these children and their families and running them through the political gauntlet because you want to gain some points with it. That isn't the point of this committee. You know, I have questions. The first question, I want to thank Congresswoman Lee for bringing this up. It's okay to be Roman Catholic, right? Somebody answer me, please.
Yes.
Okay, I was getting a little nervous. I'm Roman Catholic, so
I'll say yes.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What is radical Catholic ideology? Why were we looking into that? What's that about?
I'm not able to speak to specifics of the actual product. I think that's what the internal review that I referenced earlier is getting.
Doesn't that concern you?
Certainly,
I
I
mean,
agree with the director's statements that the product was inexcusable.
Yeah, it sure was. What would ever lead anybody to think that they could start investigating that? Now, I'm not as good as I should be. I miss Mass sometimes, but mostly Mass is a very peaceful thing where people go and pray and get Holy Communion. What are we investigating? How did that ever get through at all to even get started? Why did it have to be condemned when it never should have happened? And I just want to say something else, too. Since Mr. Jordan was brought up again, I really hate doing this because we do have more important things. When Mr. Swalwell stops, I will stop. Again, here's his quote. "There's a reason I was concerned about testifying, but I never said no." And this is a quote that is recorded. It is part of our hearing. It is part of the testimony. The chairman has accepted it, and he has said that numerous times. Now, concern with testifying, I'd be damn concerned in testifying in front of that committee. That committee was a rigged committee. That committee didn't tell the truth. That committee was a political tool and nothing else, and it was shameful that Congress was used in that way. That committee was in nobody's mind or nobody's sense bipartisan. So Mr. Jordan didn't do anything wrong. He's always everywhere, and yeah, I will defend him. I think he's a damn good member and a damn good chairman and doesn't deserve that. But nevertheless, if we've got to say it over and over again, I'll say it over and over again. Just like I've said, if you all have to come over and over again, and you probably huddle together at the beginning of the day and say, all right, who's going to have to put up with it today, and decide who's going to go. And I feel bad that you have to go through it, but you do, because all we need is the information. If we get the information, we won't have to go through this process. But all I heard today is, I can't speak to the redaction. I can't tell us why we aren't given access. I'm not aware, not sure, I don't know. I don't know why it's so long. I don't know about the rule of law in this case. Have to take that back. Have to take it back. We know no more. I'm going to end this today in a similar way to when I ended it the last one. We know virtually no more now than we knew then. You don't have the documents with you, right? Correct? You do not have them? Did somebody answer that? Mr. Dunham, you don't have them. Ms. Bumpus, you don't have them. Mr. Rodriguez, you don't have them. I assume you didn't lose them. Correct? Am I correct in my assumption? Would please somebody answer me?
You want me to answer that one
Yeah.
too, or?
Yeah, I'd like you all three to answer. I mean, it's a pretty easy question. God help us, I hope it's an easy question. Because if you lost them, I'd understand what happened.
We are actively engaged in providing additional information to the committee. We've made 10 responses to the committee since the January 17th letter, including productions totaling nearly 1,000
But
pages.
you don't know what it's going to be. Why can't we just get all the information, get it done, look at it together if you don't want us just to have it, learn what really happened? We know things happen here, that things went awry. We just do. You want to talk about the American people? The American people know something is wrong. They know something went awry. They know something is wrong, and they just want to get answers, no more or less than we do. We don't want to go on these tangents, but if other people do, we will. Who at the FBI made the decision to not comply with these requests until a subpoena was actually issued? Can somebody tell me that?
I'm not sure there's a sole decision maker there. We weren't aware of the school board request until we received the subpoena. We were operating under the January 17th Chairman Jordan letter as our prioritization list to get information to the committee for the 118th Congress.
So nobody's sure. Did the FBI only begin complying with the committee's various questions on February 3rd? Were we complying before then? And is the way, and I'm, it's the elephant in the room, and it's my last question, and I'll yield back, but are the way that Republicans are treated different in any way than the minority, as when we were the minority, as Democrats? Is that any difference? When the Democrats were the majority and we were the minority? Any difference in the way we're treated?
There's absolutely no
you would
difference.
swear to me under oath that there's no difference.
There's absolutely no difference, Congressman. We provided responsive information on the 117th, and that was through the form of written materials, briefings, testimony before the full committee, proactive information that we provide the committee on a routine basis.
So then you would swear under oath, all three of you, that the information that we have is no more or less than the information.
Point of
they
order,
have?
Mr. Chairman.
The witnesses